Now to him who is able to do far more abundantly beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works within us. Ephesians 3:20. I think in the topic of like faithfulness, it was when we were faithful in the little, right? Like, we got married young, we thought we knew what we wanted to do, right? Like, we got a condo in Huntington, like, this is amazing, this is so cool, and then I lose the job. Okay, well, we can't afford this anymore, so we lose it. But in that time, it's like, okay, we made a commitment, we're gonna still be faithful, and we still gave even when we had little.
So, as Ryan said, after we lost our condo, we were really broke, like really broke. And I remember one day after a service, he said, I think, babe, that God is telling me that we need to start tithing. And I thought he was crazy because we didn't have anything. We didn't have any money, but at the same time, we were in such a hole that I figured, well, we don't have anything to lose either because we don't have anything. We gave and we didn't have extra, but we always had enough.
Yeah.
So it felt like from month to month, we would just continue tithing that month, and then somehow everything would tie out at the end. And then we would tithe the next month, and then everything would work out in the end. And then something big would come up, and we think, we don't know how this is gonna work out. And it would always work out. I think we lived like that in some way or form for about 7 years. We always had just enough to get by. And so I think being faithful in the little is just sometimes one step at a time. I'm gonna meet God here, I'm gonna take one step, and then He's gonna be right there underneath me. And that's how I think we learned how to be faithful in the little.
Like, it doesn't hurt to give, and I think God will honor you for that. And just like it says, like, if you're faithful in a little, you'll be faithful in much. And if we can't be like, God, I want everything. But if we can't figure out how to handle the little bit that we got, how can we handle or expect Him to bless us with so much?
There was something about generosity that I always wanted to be a part of my life, and I wanted to have a family that was about giving. I think that having an attitude of giving, not just in finances, but in everything that we do, has had returns for us in immeasurable ways. So whenever we've gone out of our way to be great friends to people or to serve, for every time that we've been there for someone, 10 people have been there for us. So I think that being a person who is giving and who is generous, not just with your finances, but with whatever you got. When you're generous with love, you just receive an abundance of love. When you're generous with forgiveness, then people give you a tremendous amount of grace. Mm-hmm. So I think that ultimately being generous in every way is its own reward, because you can never outgive God. You can't ever give too much, because you always end up being on the winning side.